Hey folks, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I've come down to St. Bernard this morning. I might go over to Elmwood Place in a little bit. See what's shaking on down there. Sometimes they'll stop trains at 252 right there across from me. Just got some switching for interplant switching for P&G for CSX. That was really cool. Don't get a whole lot of switching on this channel, but when we do, we'll stop and see it. Right now there's a train on the way. I heard it call Spring Grove, so it's well on its way. And I'm down here at what they call Center Hill. It's Township and McGregor Avenue, but CSX calls it Center Hill. So yeah, the heat and the humidity's already starting to pick up. It's August, but hey, nothing we can really do about it except for whatever. But you know, you just try to stay cool the best you can. Got a little bit of a breeze, I'll take that. But hey, that train's on its way, folks. And once it gets here, I'll get the video rolling. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, good morning from St. Bernard. Haven't been down here in a while, so I figured I'd come down here. I think the beginning of the summer, the last time I came down here, and it was all right. I stopped here. He must have called a signal earlier, not called at all, but I didn't hear him on the radio. Look at that. A little foggy out. Looks like we got a grain train here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Is that what it looks like? Looks like my front passenger tire is a little low. I'm looking at it from here, not looking at the train. My tire light went off the other day, but it hasn't gone off since. Like my tire's a little low. Stubbed my toe on my bathroom door this morning. I don't know how, but it hurt. For a minute there, I thought I broken some digits, but I did not. That would have put a damper on my day for sure. I'm glad I did not do that. Got ourselves a big one here. Old grain train and boring grainers that don't have Teamy on them. But then again, every time I've been looking for Teamy, I see the end. Got a little fog down here, so it's easier for me to be out right now. I'd love to get some trains before the heat of the afternoon. Cool, man. There goes some grain train headed south. It'll be going through where I was yesterday in Walton. Look at that. Look at my tires. See the driver's side, how it looks good, and the passenger side's got a little lumpy down there. Yeah, it's low. Need to get some iron there. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna get some more trains eventually. Stay tuned. Well, I just missed M559 here going south on Cincinnati division here. There they go. I was all the way back there. There's a line of cars all the way behind me, so I must have just missed them. I heard something on 160.230 on the radio, so I came over here. Looks like I just missed them. There they go through that through the muck of Ivorydale. I should have panned over, but I just saw a car with a TV on the top of it, and there was like a comforter underneath, and it was all tied down. I guess you gotta move however you gotta move. I don't know. Well, I gotta figure out some chow here, and then I'll figure out some more trains. Stay tuned, folks. All right, everybody. Rolled back into St. Bernard after a little bit, trying to go find me some breakfast. And I went down and checked out the NS tracks and the signals down there at NA Tower. There wasn't nothing going on. I come over here. I got the interplant switching going on here. I just kind of backed up a little bit, and I guess they're switching right now because they moving. Pretty locomotives though. A couple GP40s. Here we go. Going back. Looks like they got an electronic bell. Well, I can't tell. Yeah, because it's going to be on the other side, so I can't really tell all that well. Catching some old switching action, so it's really cool. Especially when your railroads are kind of slow. Ain't nothing going on. Caught the one train this morning, but that's it. We'll see if they pull forward after this, or they back up even more. They haven't hit the... Well, they have hit the closest circuit, but... Yeah, they haven't hit the closest circuit yet to release it so the gates can open. It's still, they're still on top of the circuit, I should say. Blech. It was hell getting that out. Yeah, looks like they're gonna back up some more. About that, I'm catching some switching to the truck. Well, they're off the circuit now. There go the gates. We're going to stand by for a while and see what happens. Maybe we'll catch a couple trucks and bob them out over here. I'm going to readjust my parking. Stay tuned. Well, looks like they're coming this way again. Maybe we'll get a horn show. About to hit the circuit. There it is. There's always a semi-truck that gets caught. That's the most hysterical thing. See that? There's always a semi-truck. I might get out here in a little bit. previous videos how I explained the yard. This yard actually has no hump, so they got to do the old-fashioned here. They got to kick cars out and move things around the old-fashioned way. Well, if a train shows up, I'll get her rolling. Every once in a while, if I catch them doing switching, I'll catch them. Stay tuned. Like that, they're moving right now. I wonder what cars they're kicking out. So if he comes to an abrupt stop, that's what they're doing. Yeah, this GP40's got a fresh paint job, or it's a fresh rebuild, one or the other. Oh, look at that. He's not going to get off the crossing. His front end sticking out on the crossing. Yeah, that's an electronic bell. The speaker's on the other side, on the fireman's side, but that's an electronic bell. Back they go. Well, that was really cool. I saw the pistons go in and out over here on these trucks. You're not going to see them because they're pulling forward now, but yeah, there they go. Catch them when they come back around. Well, here they come. There's a guy, you see him standing right there? He's doing a pee-pee dance, I don't know. Back and forward, shove and pull, shoving, whatever. That's the name of it, shunt and whatever. That's the name of the game when it comes to switching. Look at that, that's a good shot. Minus the rear view mirror in the way. Yeah, pretty cool. Interesting to see what they'll do after this one. They have that bell, the bell on when they came back. And there he goes. That second locomotive is doing more work than the first one. So crazy. Yeah, it's not often I get to see any switching. Every once in a while I'll come down here and get to see it. Well, I guess we'll hang around, see what happens. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, I talked about a train that's coming, and there is one. CSX M510. He goes up to Detroit. Now, take a look at these old signals right here. These are old. They've been around for a while. Old cantilever signals, like the frames. Even the lights, the flashing lights are pretty old looking. I mean, obviously they probably replaced them, but they're the original housings. They're pretty old, which are really surprised nothing has ever gotten hit at this crossing, because it is a steep grade crossing, and you see lots of marks right there where trucks bottom out. They've even had metro buses get stuck here. And it is whatever, but you know, there's no old mechanical bell on these ones. It's just a electronic bell on these old cantilever signals, signal towers. That train's a coming. There go the gates. And no traffic, no runners. You'll get them though. You'll get them here. This is another great place to get them, because the trains, especially the switchers, can occupy the crossing for a very long time. Anyways, here comes that train. Slowly but surely, he was crawling up here through Spring Grove. Maybe he's actually got something better at North Bend here. Yeah, that lead locomotive's pretty nice. Nice and shiny. All right. Lumber. Oh, that GP40, the switchers are coming back. Yeah, they stopped right there. .3082. I think I've like seen those before. They're just like unregistered or not unregistered, miscellaneous solvents or something. I don't know. 1242, the blue placard. Probably magnesium or sodium. Yeah, switch is going back. He is reversing. They don't really have to occupy the main here. That's always dependent on how long their train is. That there are, whatever, how long the consist is that they're working on, I should say. There we go. Couple, I don't know what that one is. I know that's Coke right there. I don't know about the big one in front of him. 2312. Magnesium hydrox D slurry. Pretty sure the letters were just broken on that, but woo-wee. It's a warm one. There they go, on their way to Detroit, Michigan. All right, cool. I'm gonna get back in the car. At least I got a little bit of shade in there. Stay tuned for me. All right, folks, just pulled into Millsdale here. I'm still in like Laughlin, Hartwell, Wyoming area. I got a train coming. It's a Norfolk Southern train. I got another one. I think just hit the defect detector on one. Oh boy, this is weird. I wonder how this is gonna work. Well, no train meet, just 262 here. I haven't seen him in a while. Now he's on one. There was another one on main one. So I wonder if he's gonna hit crossovers here, go to 2, and the one on one's gonna come down. I bet you what's on one is Connorsville, maybe, possibly. Yeah, there's not much shade where it was. There's some shade here, and you don't get in the shade pretty quick. You're gonna get hot. You're gonna sweat a lot. So. So either the one that's on one is crossing over to 2, or the one that's on one is crossing over to 2. So they're both on one. So let's just say either the northbound's crossing over to 2 or the southbound is crossing over to 2. Because both trains are currently occupying main 1. I think I hear a train going through Laughlin. There was none when I was over there. That's all right. Pepto-Bismol Express. There was a red Camaro behind me. It's a convertible, and there was somebody in the car. Couldn't see what was going on in that car. I just know the car was running. I didn't think anybody was in it, but there was. I don't know what they were doing, and I don't care. None of my business. Cost me absolutely nothing to mind my own business. Well, I'm not going to be out very long today. Get this video, get these trains. I had an uncle who died late last week, so I got to go to his funeral tomorrow. It just baffles me how long 262 is. I mean, the containers look really light every time I see this train, and I look at the springs of the train, of the cars, they're not compressed. Like I've said before, these containers are actually pretty light when it comes to, you know, stuff that the railroad usually hauls. The 262 is always a one locomotive wonder on its way up to Chicagoland. That's where it goes. And it runs between Guest Street here in Cincinnati for Norfolk Southern and one of the yards up in Chicagoland. Can't exactly remember which one. I see the end. Huh. Saw some really cool graffiti. I didn't catch it in time. Well, no train meet. I was thinking maybe we get one, but when I saw him on one and heard the other guy on one, I said we ain't getting no train meet. Oh well. There goes 262. Under the Z designation for CSX. Well, just stay tuned for me. We're going to get one real soon. Alright folks, still here in Millsdale. I heard one call out Spring Grove, so I just stayed put. Gates going down there at Millsdale. There's another Norfolk Southern coming. Oh, could this be 60C? Looks like it might be the empty version here. 60C. I haven't caught them in a while. 60C hauls steel slabs from, I would say, the Calumet area down to Ironton, Alabama. I can't remember where they get the slabs from. If you guys remember, let me know. I think it's Calumet area. I don't know. But I think this might do it for me. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go home. Eat lunch at home. Yep, 60C. There's always DPU at the end usually, but since it's empty, it could be that one locomotive wonder. They do have a DPU. DPU coming through. Alrighty folks, I think I'm gonna go home now. Thanks for joining me folks, appreciate it. You guys are awesome, my friends. We'll see ya later. Alright folks, that's gonna do it for me today down here trackside. I'm only like a couple miles away from home and I'm ready to go home, you know. It's just one of those days where I'm like, had a good time, but I want to go home. I got some stuff I got to do this evening, and I got some stuff I want to do today. Hopefully I get it done before tonight, because it needs to get done, you know what I mean? I put it off for long enough and I need to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and try to go do it, but get ready for some lunch, get this video uploaded, and just kind of hang out in the AC for a little bit, because it's getting warm out here. And of course the clouds are already firing up, so that means the storms are going to start firing up soon, and I don't feel like being out in the storms, dodging them. You know, it's fun sometimes, sometimes it's not. Anyways, folks, thanks for joining me today, my friends. I really had a great time, and I always have a great time hanging out with you, my friends. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. So, like, comment, subscribe, share if you haven't done so already. Hit that little alert button for me. You'll get all the notifications for when I post. And if you have more time, go ahead and please watch another video, because every video you watch really helps my channel, and I really do appreciate it. It really does help. It really, really does. In more ways than I can explain, folks. More ways than I can explain. Anyways, until we meet again out there on the rails, have a great day.